Hey everybody, just before we get started with this episode, I just want to let you know that we're running a contest on Instagram. Yes, that's right, for a chance to win some Time Spiraled Remastered cards. All you need to do to win is go on Instagram, type General Warfare MTG, like the contest photo, and comment 333 for a chance to win. The contest closes on April 13th, and we will be picking a winner then, so don't forget to enter for a chance to win some cool prizes. Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of General Warfare. I'm not sure if this is a Wartalk or if this is a What's Inside. We're not going to label it this week, but I'm Stefan, coming to you from the General Warfare headquarters here in my mini apartment room. Well, I have about 2.5 more weeks before I move, so nonetheless, this is just a temporary location, and then once I get adjusted to my new location, you'll see the difference. So, just before we get started with this episode, I just wanted to give you a little bit of pretense as to why I'm doing this video over a gameplay video or What's Inside or Wartalk or another Brewing for $50 episode. So, namely, I had a video ready for this week. We were planning to do another General Warfare stream. However, the video ended up getting corrupted. So, fun stuff, learning on the end of the day that the entire hour-long game that you spent recording just got corrupted and flatlined your entire session. So, I started thinking, you know what would be a good thing, what would be some good content to show? If this works, then great. If not, I'm not going to be too sad about it, but I just figured as a little treat for everybody, we'd take a look at some. Give me a second. We're going to be taking looks at some of my physical decks. You'll notice that they're still in a box. Yes, because I already started packing, and namely, I didn't bring these cards just yet. So, without further ado, let's check them out. By the way, a little bit of a pretense, I'm recording this second part with my shotgun mic on my camera, so you may notice the difference in audio immediately. That being said, let's get started. Okay, so as you see here, it's a bit of a crowded area, but nonetheless, these are all 13 of my physical decks. Let's get started with one of my favorite decks to play and budget. It is Borborygmos Enraged. So basically, I've always loved this deck. I think I've mentioned it already in my Q&A video, and you've also seen this deck on General Warfare numerous amounts of times. However, still, this is also one of my favorite decks to play only because it is such a unique commander, just utilizing lands to throw at people and kill them through that. And so, that's the first one. Then we have Teneb, the Harvester. This is my Enchantress deck. You've also seen this one on General Warfare a couple of times. A few times in losing fashion, but nonetheless, this is still a fun deck to play. All enchantments, I should say. Abzan is white, black, and green, and it's always fun to play. Next we have my Firesong and Sunspeaker deck. You've seen this once before on General Warfare. I believe this was General Warfare 18. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to have a little video link at the top to correct myself if I am wrong. Basically, this deck is just Boros, Spellslinger, gain life, deal damage to other people, and somehow win. It hasn't won yet on the channel, yet I'm still planning to get the win on here. Next, we have Anya Falkenroth. This is a deck I haven't shown on the channel yet. This is just a fun little, Anya deck that everybody builds. It's discard until you get World Gorger Dragon and Animate Dead, that combo. It's a little bit out of budget, but I still keep it around just in the event I want to play something a little bit more higher powered. Next, we have Kresh the Bloodbraided. This is my first deck that I've ever made as a commander player, and I've remade it fairly recently. Basically, the entire deck is just a bunch of sack outlets to get Kresh bigger and swing for big, large, McHugeness. Next, we have Scion of the Dragon. You've seen this on the channel a few times. It's Dragon.deck with Scion trying to kill people in one swing. And next we have Drana, Malakir Bloodchief. This is probably one of the first budget brews I've ever made. I know it was mono black, and I used to play King Makar. That was one of my the first $50 budget decks that I've made, and then that slowly turned into Drana. And well, I remember the reason I made this. I know Adam wanted to make a Drana deck, and I just beat him to the punch. I'm sorry, Adam. Still love you, but still. This is just basically kill everything, Drana drains your opponent's creatures, and you swing with giant Drana. Next we have Teferi, Mage of Zhalfir. You've seen this deck on the channel before in winning fashion. So basically it's Teferi Knowledge Pool Lock, and the rest of the deck is just counter spells and finding other annoyances. It's a blue stacks deck for Pete's sake. Next we have Omnath, Locus of Rage. Now I remember quitting Magic for a little while back in, I believe this was 2014, 2015. And then when I did come back, Omnath Locus of Rage was the first deck that I've built since then. And it is a non-budget deck, so there is a lot more expensive cards in this deck. So fetches, you have duels, there's a Gaia's Cradle in here, just to give you pretense. And Omnath just makes a lot of 5/5s, there's a lot more expensive stuff, but over the years it's accumulated value, and I tend to keep Omnath as one of my main strong decks. Next we have Krenko, Mob Boss. This is the Spanish version, so Jefe de Turba. Yeah, and this is the deck I am most known for in my circle. Krenko, basically because I make a lot of goblins, and this is CDH is just fast games with very, very expensive cards. If you guys are not aware of it, Krenko is my CDH commander. He is 4 mana, he makes a lot of goblins, and I try to win on at least turn 5, if not a little bit later, but still. There's a lot more expensive cards in this deck, so this is not one of the budget brews. Next we have Hokori, Dustdrinker. This is another deck I am known for because this was the first Stacks deck, I believe, in the $50 budget range when we were first playing. So this was definitely a game changer when it was made a couple of years ago. I still keep it around because this is just an absolutely annoying deck to play against, but also a very fun deck to play. And I'd have no intention of taking apart Hokori. I did at one point, but never came to fruition, and I don't think I'm ever going to take him apart. Next is Kazul, Tyrant of the Cliffs. Basically, you've seen this once before on General Warfare. I do not recall the episode that this was. A link will be on the top right of this video for the deck that the game that this was featured in. This was a deck that was in losing fashion. Basically, Kazul is a very defensive deck. I can very heavily consider taking him apart. Again, never came to fruition because when I was initially thinking about it, that's when the entire world, pardon my Spanish, went to shit. And basically, never really decided to move forward from then. And so Kazul still remains as a physical deck of mine, because, well, I usually like to have all the monocolors in the color pie, and all of them except one is in budget. And we get to the last deck, which is Ronas the Indomitable. This is another non-budget deck. However, this is not a CDH deck. This is basically my mono-green Infect deck, basically using Ronas to fight other creatures and to swing for big, especially with Infect cards and pumping them up by +2/+0 and Trample. I decided this one is not going to be a budget one, but I have all the colors in the color pie. This one is one of the more expensive decks. However, this is not CDH expensive. This is like mid-tier expensive, so a couple $100. That is the amalgamation of all my decks. So, that was my entire collection of physical Magic card decks. What do you guys think? Is this content you want to kind of see? Do you like Magic the Gathering content? If so, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. That's where you're going to find all the new videos of General Warfare, and you're going to help the channel a little bit along the way. So, don't forget, subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified of every video that comes out. I post every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every video has a premiere attached to them. So not only do you set your clocks for 11 a.m. Eastern, but you'll also get a reminder as long as you're subscribed to the channel. Also, comment on the video if you found this interesting at all. Don't forget, we also have our social medias down below, and as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there's a contest going on till April 13th, so you don't want to miss your chance to win a cool prize. Hit that Instagram link, go to the contest, like the contest photo, and comment 333 for a chance to win some cool Time Spiraled Remaster cards. And that's it for the video. I've been Stefan. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next Friday, and until then, cheers everybody.